Hello there. Hey, man. Welcome to another virtual happy hour. It's Wednesday. For some of y'all, it is late. It's dinner. It's because it's 7 o'clock here on the West Coast. So I know for the East Coast people, it's about 10. Um, Wild stuff happening, man. How you all doing with this Corona stuff? I want to hear from you. This is a happy hour. I need music for a happy hour. This don't sound too happy without music. Let's see. There we go. We can rock with that. But how y'all doing though, man? How are you all doing in the middle of this self-imposed quarantines and cities going on lockdown? Like how people feeling? I know folks are worried and all that good stuff, man. So is this stopping you from doing things that you would well, of course it's stopping you from like going out and being social. Um but I'm interested, can folks just let me know how else this is kind of changing, what changes they making because of the coronavirus and the fact that we can't go nowhere or whatever the case is. Well, some of y'all don't care about that, but I'm very curious, man. So there's a few other things kind of happening. I just wanted to kind of check in. I'm kind of over CNN, Fox, and MSNBC. Like I really want to get back to the days where we just like got the facts. I just want facts, man. Like I want to be very clear. Like there should be like a thing kind of over the screen, like how mine says virtual happy hour, where it should just say news, right? And then that one we know that it's just facts with no thoughts, no opinions. It's just like this is what's happening. And then when it's like commentary, it should say like commentary. Because I think a lot of folks are mixing up commentary and actual news and journalism, and I think that stuff is dangerous, man. That stuff is dangerous, yo. Um, hey, Cicely, how you doing, Miss Day? I hope things are going well for you. Um, I like Miss Day. She just posted a comment. Let's make sure it gets up there. But yeah, like let us know, man. I really, like I said, the way that the news is kind of happening, man. I think it's doing people a disservice, man, because people are afraid, and when people are afraid, they listen even more intently. So if you can't tell what's news versus what's commentary, that's just like it shouldn't matter which news channel you turn on for the news section, because facts should be facts. You know what I mean? But if you conservative, you go to Fox. If you liberal, what I'm saying, you go to MSNBC. And if you just a little bit left of center, but you want to feel like you in the center, or you want to tell people that, then you go to CNN. But it's really weird, man. It's really wild. So hey, Arius, of course I remember you. But that's just something I was thinking about. The other thing that I wanted to make sure that I did though, man, is I really wanted to thank y'all. I really truly did. You all watched the premiere of my 1 hour keynote piece in Atlanta. It was it was that was my first time watching it as well. And I really appreciate y'all, man, like having that moment with me. You know what I mean? I was just gonna be happy if I got 50 folks to watch it, 100 folks or whatever. Y'all, it was 1,000 views on that thing between Facebook and Twitter, Periscope, and all that. You know what I mean? And so like it, it's an emotional time, and I appreciate that. I mean, hell, let's go for 2,000, 3,000, or whatever. But if two people would have watched it and rocked with me, it would have been all good. So I'm just grateful, and I appreciate y'all for staying with me for an hour to go through that, man. You all deserve a round of applause. That should be louder. Let me clap for y'all louder, yo. That should be louder. So that's for you all. And I just wanted to like, you know, thank you all, because that's just really dope. And everybody don't have to do that, and I know folks didn't do it. So I had to like leave the crib, and well, I mean my office is empty, so it kind of works out for me. It's probably safer in my office than it is my building. Got a whole bunch of people there. Not in my apartment, but my apartment building. But it was wild over there, man. Let me tell you what these Oakland streets look like, yo. It was wild in Oakland today. It was like it was a scene out of like a movie. Being in downtown Oakland. I mean, it was still a few people out, but it felt weird, yo. It was wild. This is, you know what I'm saying? It was like walking. It was like being here at Book of Eli. This is what I felt like walking down there. I gave somebody was hungry. I definitely didn't give them money, but I bought them some food, and we ate. You know what I mean? I know this virus is out there, man. I know that there's still people out there that's hungry, that's needing some help. So just doing my little part. Also, I just wanted an excuse to play a clip from Book of Eli. I just really like that movie. That's all. That's kind of the extent of that, to keep it a band with you. But Book of Eli is that movie. But I want to know what other changes y'all had going on, man. So some of my changes include haircuts is different now. Let's see. I don't, for the first time since I was 12, my hair is not wavy. I didn't know my hair was curly. You know what I mean? It's we gonna rock with that. Getting some lines so I ain't gotta be at the barbershop too long. But what other changes is this doing for you? And then it's a few of y'all that commented. Let me check in with you all. Arias, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I like when people tell me that they're proud of me. Don't be too proud though, because I'll be still messing up in these streets. Patricia, hey Pat, how you doing? So Dre is we went to church together, we grew up together. A friend of mine that passed away, and she was asking me if I was going to the service. I have not gone to a funeral in a very long time. I remember the last one I went to was my friend Donald, and I said I'm never going to a funeral again, but I would definitely find a way to pay my respects. I may be there, but we'll definitely see, and we'll check it out. How you doing, Renee? But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man, and I think that like I really did not know y'all like these little virtual happy hours. So hopefully you got your drink, and I'll try to be more consistent with it. I just kind of do it when I get time in between, like going from one meeting to the next, because work ain't stopped here, yo. Like here's what I said this thing, and I want folks to like understand what I said, because people get so offended now about everything. And it's like, I did a post, and the post was very simple. I was just saying, yo, during this time, and listen, I am starting off by saying, I know there are downtrodden folks. I know there are folks that are homeless. I know there are folks that don't have internet. I know there's folks that's worried about food, okay? I am talking to the people that was on the internet, on their phone, on their laptop, or whatever, reading that message. And I was basically saying, if you got some extra time and there's been this thing that you've been talking about doing, now is the time to do it. Okay. What I was saying was, I'm seeing videos and I'm seeing posts from people, and it's like, yo, I just got through binging Netflix all day and Hulu all night. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, if you can do that, that's great. But then the next post can't be, man, I wish I went and got that business started, or I wish I finished writing that book, or I wished I learned how to start a podcast, or whatever the case is. Like, again, let me be very clear. It's a lot of people that's gonna be watching Netflix and Hulu and kicking back, and that's you want to do that. That's fine. I plan on doing some of that too. What I'm saying is, if you are then also talking about your frustration with yourself about what you know what I'm saying, what you haven't done, what you want to do, all I'm saying is that you got to take some responsibility for how you spend your time. Now, I have no judgment on what you do at that time. We live in California. It's a catastrophe. Marijuana is legal, all that stuff. I don't know what you're doing with that's not my business, and I'm not one of those people that have thoughts on what other people do with their time. I really don't. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, there's going to be a lot of, the reason why I give all my stuff away for free, yo, like the reason why, like if people ask me for something or what I use or this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? I'll give it to people because I don't think somebody's gonna beat me. I'm not super talented. I'm not the smartest dude. I'm not the fastest. I ain't the prettiest. I ain't the buffest. I ain't none of that stuff, right? But I do feel like if it's me against you, I do feel like if it's like if my livelihood is on the line, I don't think somebody is gonna outwork me. Now that could change or whatever the case is, but what I'm saying is that's just the way I approach life. I feel that most of the stuff that I've accomplished, which ain't that much, right? But most of it, honestly, 90% of it was showing up. 90% of it was just doing what I said I was going to do. Even if I fail every single day and I do something stupid every single day, so I got some feedback because I said I didn't want to be nobody's role model. And I appreciate it. It was multiple people. It was a few comments and some conversations that I had. But what I mean by that is, look, man, there's a few things that I do really well, and I try to just stay in that lane and grind in that spot, right? But what happens is when people see success, they let that stuff kind of fly into other zones of people's lives, right? So, for instance, when you meet a doctor, right, and I'm not talking about a medical doctor, but like a PhD, a EDD, whatever, right, PsyD, it's like, oh, that's a smart person, like, because they have this degree. Like, no, what that means is it means that for a concentrated amount of time, I was able to focus on something very minute and something very small, but go very deep in it. And I went through a process and I finished that process. The reason why I say that is because just because somebody got a philosophy degree don't mean that they know everything about everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those people. I do not, right? And I just think we in this super, super woke time. And I'm not woke. I'm not a woke guy. I'm not a woke guy. Thank you for the DJ horn. I'm not a woke guy, right? And and the reason why I just say that, man, is people, these are times, like, I come from a place where people were just really, truly, like, surviving, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, for folks that got like a cupboard full of food and don't know what to do with it, go find somebody that grew up like in the ghetto. Black ghetto, white ghetto, Jewish ghetto, wherever, right? Like, poor people learn, like, poor folks learn how to stretch stuff, man. Like, you need to go around some people that had to use some real survival skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, that will, like, my grandmother, my mother, whoever, like, they used to make meals out of air, B. I don't know how. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how they did it. But I'm just seeing folks that's like really struggling. And it's like, I can just tell. And it's not a bad thing. Wherever you come from is where you come from. Your story is yours. But I can tell a few things from social media. I can tell who ain't never been poor. I can tell who ain't never been punched in the face before by the way they be talking and just saying crazy stuff to people on social media. I can tell, I can often tell usually where people live. I can tell who's in college currently at the moment normally when you listen to it. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to ask y'all to do. And I'm going to get y'all up out of here. I'm going to start a challenge, right? Because think about it. Most people got a lot of feelings about a lot of stuff. But those feelings and those thoughts don't tend to come until they check social media. Let's go back to a time where if I ask you a question about your opinion, don't check social media. Don't check what is acceptable, what the world is saying is to say at that moment or whatever the case is. Like, just what's your opinion? And listen, and it's okay to be like, I don't have one yet. I need more information. But, when I post, like, I just want us to get back to being actual humans, man. Like, I don't want social media and algorithms controlling the type of conversations I have with people that I care about. Like, I don't have to self-isolate because I was already isolated. You know what I mean? Like, I was already a person that just didn't spend a whole bunch of time with people. I enjoy doing talks and podcasts and traveling and doing it. I like being in crowds with people for work, but personally, I don't, right? Personally, in my own time, I like chilling and I like it just kind of being me, right? Like, me being here at this office working late is what I would be doing even if it wasn't the apocalypse happening right now. Because according to social media, that's what's happening outside is the apocalypse. So, hey, Nicole. Nicole just asked, if you ain't woke, what's woke? I think woke I think this time to retire the term woke. I think it used to have some meaning to it. I think that it used to be folks that were like conscious and aware, and we're trying to be thoughtful in like new different ways, right? Like, I am, Nas is my favorite rapper and Illmatic is my favorite album. And, in there he says sleep is the cousin of death, kind of like that whole, that's where my little woke understanding kind of started. I just feel that people want to be right so bad that they forgetting to be humans. People are forgetting how to talk to folks. And let me tell you what I mean by that. When you read most social media comments under other people's comments, you can tell that they may not have had certain interactions with individuals growing up. And what I mean by that is I knew growing up where I grew up, and I've never been a tough guy. I'm not the fighter. I'm a square. I'm a proud square. I told y'all I was working on that article that celebrates the square, right? Like, but from where I grew up, Chicago or Oakland, mostly Oakland was where I spent most of my time. Those people are like, I'm a square. Like Charles is he ain't kicking it here. He about to go do this. He gonna do his little schoolwork or whatever. He gonna be to himself. But you learn something growing up in those places that you can't just pop off and say whatever you want to people, man. People will punch you. They will hit you in the mouth. And I'm not condoning violence. What I'm saying is there was a built-in respect for elders, for like religious buildings, for small children, for parents and things like that. And I think now, the internet is so vast and wide that people are experiencing things for the first and only time on a screen. And they ain't had to feel the heat from it. They ain't had to you know what I'm saying? They ain't had to put their hands up and fight. They ain't got hit. They ain't have to deal with a consequence other than a Twitter campaign or some social media shaming. And that stuff is still rough, right? I'm not judging it. So when I say that I'm not woke, I'm saying that as I try to take people at who they are. I try not to get too fired up on social media because ain't nothing gonna happen. I try not to just argue for the sake of arguing, because you can't even debate. And I love debating, right? But it turns into something else, especially when folks ain't got to see you later, right? So that's my challenge to people. Try for the next week. Just try if people want your opinion, just try to give your opinion without checking what people on social media are saying first. Because there's always a social media answer. There's always an answer that's right for whatever camp you in, right? So for instance, mathematically, Bernie's kind of done, right? Bernie's kind of done mathematically. Now listen, he's not necessarily my candidate, but if he won, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote for homie, right? But it looks like Biden's gonna win. And I'm not telling nobody how to vote or what they got to do with they vote, right? That's yours. People died so you can have that right to vote. Whether you choose to vote or not, that's on you. You know what I mean? That's your business, right? And I so understand. Like when I was growing up, people did not talk about religion and they didn't talk about who they voted for or what they voted for. And I used to think that was so stupid, right? Like who you vote for? And I understand it now. So I don't have no major problems with Bernie. I don't love any of these people. I don't love Trump. I don't love Bernie. I don't love Biden. I like Biden the most out of those three. I like him because I think he has a general understanding of how government works. And I feel like, there's some experience there. I think Bernie got some big ideas that could be really interesting. But even when you say, hey, mathematically, this is the fact, right? Like this is not a matter of opinion. Like there's math and numbers involved in this, and somebody's gonna probably jump in a comment and say, this is how the road to win, how you can win. If he wins, God bless him. I'm gonna vote for him. You know what I'm saying? But can I just be real with y'all though? Because they bringing up stuff from these. I don't believe none of them. Politicians, actually, the reason why I believe Biden the most in the sense is because I think Biden is the only one that's kind of lowering the bar, saying, I am an administrator of the United States if I become president. Like, here's what has to happen to get things pushed through. Here's the place we gotta do this thing, right? But the reason why I'm even having this conversation is the Republicans ain't gonna have much to worry about if we just kill ourselves from the inside. And I just think that it's just interesting, man. But I don't depend on any of these cats. I don't think any of them necessarily care about me. I do think I have a right and I have a duty to vote. I think that the way that Donald Trump has handled this pandemic, especially when you look at how H1N1 was handled with way more cases, both confirmed and fatal. We didn't go through all this, right? Like we had a cool, calm, collected president that knew what he was doing. And I think he gotta go. I think a lot of people will die unnecessarily if Donald Trump is still in office. So Bernie, Biden, I'm voting for one of you cats. You know what I mean? But you say that, I had Bernie fans. I don't know if there's Bernie bros. I don't know if there's Bernie sisters. I don't know what the names are. Like what you think is gonna happen? Like, do you think it makes me want to vote for your guy when I point out that like it looks like this is what's gonna happen, so it's time to kind of unify, or when they are basically making these big claims about older black folks and why they voted the way, like explaining away why black folks voted the way that they voted, right? Like, listen, man, I got love for y'all, man. I love you. If you're a Bernie fan, I got love for you. I want this other guy out of office, man. But I get it, man. Like, I understand that, but that's just my piece around social media, because the gangs is out, and and you can just tell, like I said, who never felt the consequences of this stuff. You can tell who they are, because somebody that's been punched in the face be like, you know what, I'm not gonna just be that flippant and disrespectful, right? So anyway, but I hope y'all have enjoyed this virtual happy hour. I'll try to make sure I got drinks with me next time to like really enjoy. I have my coffee. I'm still drinking coffee at this time because I have work to do. Work has not slowed down for me. But I appreciate y'all, man. And if some of y'all want to do this with me, let me know. It's ways to pull you in. We can all kick it. I'm a Zoom fiend, yo. So we can get you zoomed in and you will be on here with me and we'll just have a good time with it. And then finally, if you have not, please, so many of you know I do a bunch of podcasts, whether I host them or I produce them or whatever the case is. So I'm gonna just try to talk about them a little bit more. So I definitely want you all to go check out the 8 Black Hands, please. Just go search 8 Black Hands, whether you got an iPhone, it's in Apple Podcasts, whether it's on Spotify, Google, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's wherever you need to find some stuff, right? Just put in 8 Black Hands, take a listen. We just crossed over the 50,000 mark. Love those brothers. We talk about education. We all believe that black folks ain't getting what they deserve, and we all fight and advocate for black families and black students. And after that, we got really different thoughts about how to get there. But I do think it's an example of 4 friends that can argue and debate. And sometimes it gets, heated, and sometimes we just give each other a hard time. But I think we got to get back to a place where we can actually do that again. Like, it's kind of shameful that we can't actually have like these kind of conversations, right? So anyway, man, I appreciate you all. Let's rock out just a little bit more. Who's playing right now? Is this Alicia? Oh, yo, No Lotto. This is one of I know people been hating on Alicia Keys as of late. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I don't feel that way. But it's probably this is like my favorite song by her, though. You know what I mean? I didn't know this was gonna be playing. So hold on. We got to bring that back, because that's just one of the hardest. That's just one of the hardest songs, yo. I love it. Let me see. Let's go. Let's come on, Alicia. Let's go. Let's give Alicia Keys some love out here in these streets. Now watch, y'all gonna all find yourself at some point tonight listening to this song. Go watch the video. Remember the video? Yo, I used to be like madly in love with Alicia Keys, yo. Give her one more air horn, man. I love Alicia. Love her. Yes. Is that when it came out? Was it? Nicole, was it 2003? Classic. You know what I'm saying? some folks will say she can't sing, but they started saying that after she like married Swiss Beats, who had a. I don't do the gossip thing, man. That ain't my business. But I still love her. I don't think she had no fire like these first 2 albums though. Them first 2 albums. What else is on here, man? Let's see. But yeah, man, I just appreciate y'all. Let's do this one. This gonna be the last one. We'll take us out. Oh shit. Oh, Nicole, I guess you would know what year it was. You don't forget contractions, I'm assuming. Now, like this and make all your comments, because Facebook probably gonna take this stuff down because I'm playing people's music, but I ain't making no money off this stuff, so they shouldn't care. We just rocking. This is happy hour music. That's what I think in my mind. But Nicole done said it was, and gave us the date whenever everything was. But I'm telling you, I my playlist be out here in these streets, man. I got you. You know what I mean? I rock with Jasmine Sullivan. All right, so people, y'all have been great, man. Again, thank y'all so much. I had no idea 1,000 people would have listened or watched that talk from yesterday. Keep sharing it. That'd be great. And let me know if it's some things that y'all need, man. Whether it's like online tools for your kids. I got a few things that I've created and I can point you that way. Let's just try to be citizens again. And I'm gonna leave on this because I don't think this sentiment has been like passed down in a long time. I don't even know if this generation is aware of it, but you know, John F. Kennedy, in trying times when we had a whole bunch of scares and all that stuff, and he said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. I know a lot of people ain't feeling too strong about the leadership in the country, and I don't really rock with them either, but alter it at the very least, and like, don't ask what the community can do for you, ask what you can do for the community, especially if you got access to be able to watch this and interact, you know, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, or wherever, YouTube, right? Like, what can we add? It's something that we all can add, you know what I mean? So let's do what we can do, man. I got love for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And y'all are dope, man. Y'all are beautiful people. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Peace. Oh, somebody said turned up before I leave. Okay, all right. Not a DJ, but I got you. Now, this one probably my favorite. This is Mel LaRue, and it's called "Don't Let Me Down." We ain't gonna be able to finish this. We're gonna start the next one with this one. This one of the hottest songs I've ever heard. That's it. That's the one you gotta have some wine with you. You know what I mean? Hey man, y'all enjoy. Y'all be safe. Wash them hands. Stay away from elderly folks. Look out for each other, man. Y'all be smooth. Peace.
Everybody's always counting on me, with my hands held real tight, always ready to fight for the few pieces of joy I have now. You have turned on a light, and I've lost my sight, but my heart still remembers the sound of a dream of a love one day found, of the dream of a love one day found.